he's a goner. There's no
he's
back
completely
to this.
dead in the
And the
water.
thing is, him losing was the right thing to do because he's just been butchered so badly that it would make Austin Theory actually look bad if he lost to Finn
Oh
Balor.
no! It's just theory now.
Yes,
just
sorry,
theory.
Because
just Theory.
He
Because
might actually
reasons.
be getting a new name.
Oh, Theory?
I think he's gonna be All Day Theory now.
that is
Terrible.
Yes, yes, it is.
What?
all day Austin Theory would have been better than that.
Yeah, because All Day is a nickname, and then
Yeah.
Austin Theory is his name.
And that,
It was like
that
All Day
flows.
Theory sounds like two different nicknames that don't go together.
Yeah, it doesn't mesh.
Being said out loud, that's fucking terrible. Also, Theory is bad on its own because how are you gonna Google him? Like, you got to be really specific. When you
WWE
Theory.
Yeah,
Like-
and I'm just gonna get 100
Yeah.
websites about theories about WWE.
Yeah, you'll probably get a fucking control your narrative like article before you get to fucking Austin Theory at that rate. It's a bad look. I don't know. It's fucking garbage. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna jump ship real quick to another topic. Edge's stable sucks, right? It's not good. This isn't good, right? Am I
Okay.
Who's
I
in it
love-
so far besides Priest? Is anyone
Just
else
Priest.
in it?
Just
Just-
But we know Rhea's gonna join.
We
Like
think
and
that's
Rhea's
it'll
gonna
be
join.
good. It'll be cool the second she joins. But until then, I hate it.
okay.
there are lots of like thoughts that Ciampa's gonna join, and I want him as far away from it as possible.
That one makes no
Uh,
sense to me.
You know what? In theory, I want him far away from it, but he will do nothing on the main roster.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. If he isn't going to do anything, then at least he could be in a stable. I'm with Danny. I love Edge, and I was excited for this at first, and now I'm like, damn, this is kind of bad. Like, it's just bad.
Like, Mountain of Omnipotence is not something a normal person would say, and it's not something a well-spoken cult leader would say either, because it just doesn't roll off the tongue. You know, it's
Wait, what was it? Mountain of Omnipotence? I can't even
yeah.
say
See,
it.
it's hard to
Omnipotence.
say. It doesn't roll off the tongue, and it's just I think we all would have just settled for the Ultimate Opportunist, but like an old grizzled version of it, and we all would have been fine with that. Like,
I don't think I need.
we all miss-
the
I feel
Brood
like
2.0.
Edge misses the Brood more than anyone else does. Like,
Well, I miss the Brood.
I like
However,
the concept of the
to the
Brood.
degree that Edge clearly does, I don't think so. Like,
I thought it was cool, like he was referencing it and like bringing back the old school shit after it had been dead for so long. But like, I didn't think he was gonna go full Brood. I thought he
and
was
now
just
he's
gonna-
like,
I think
Ministry
it's
of
our own
Darkness.
fault. I think it's our own fault because I admit I popped for it when he did it to the Miz, you know, whenever he
Agreed.
dropped that like black liquid on whoever it was. I think it was Miz. Like I popped for it. I was like, oh man, that's actually cool. Like
Yep.
I wasn't expecting this, but I think we popped too hard, guys.
yes.
Because now it won't go away.
That's
also,
exactly what happened.
I just said that this would be cool once Rhea is officially a part of it, but I'm also annoyed that she's going to be a part of it because you know what Rhea wasn't struggling with? Being over as fuck. Like, she was, I would say, the second most over babyface behind Bianca, and never gets a bad reaction. She's not like a mid-card women's babyface who only gets good reactions in certain cities and in like more casual cities barely gets. Rhea always got big reactions and didn't need to turn heel when there's no other tag teams in the women's tag division. Why break up? Why put a team together to lose a Mania to then break up 2 weeks later? It's
I'm gonna one up you, man. I'm fine with them turning heel, with her turning heel. I don't know why she needed to split up with Liv. Have them both join Edge's group. Like
I like that so much more. Yeah.
I'm here for that.
I feel like for years we've been hearing, oh, Liv should have been Sister Abigail, or like Liv could do any of this. Like they've been saying it, like Liv would have been better than Alexa Bliss in that role. And it's like, okay, like WWE was even thinking about it at one point, apparently. So why not friggin' act on it and just have her join the dark group that exists currently?
Okay, I mean, I agree with you in her joining the group now, but I would like to say that the people who thought she would be Sister Abigail or make a good Sister Abigail are incels. But it's just not. No, she's not that good a promo. Like that's why I like the idea of her and Rhea joining the group because it's still together. She has someone to bounce off of. I don't think. Also, but you know, at the same time, Liv is a good baby face too. Like Liv. Again, I'll bring this up all day long for the rest of this year. People thought she might win the Rumble this year. Like that was a genuine thought people had. So like she succeeded as a babyface, but I don't know. There's no. I feel like this is a good way to bring up the Bella Twins since we're talking about women's tag teams. You know,
Sure.
but you know, if Nikki wants to come back so her and Brie can win the tag titles, might as well, because you know what the women's tag champs were doing on Raw besides beating the team that was about to break up.
Would you like to tell me who they are?
Sure. It's 2/3 of Team Bad. You figure out which.
Oh, right, Sasha and Naomi. I should have remembered.
And you know where they were after they defended their tag titles? They were Tamina's bridesmaids in the 24/7 wedding segment. And that's a funny, nice little attention to detail that I can laugh at. But that's also Sasha Banks, you know? And that's a little depressing when you peel back, you know, if you're on the outside looking in, you know, and like I've already said, that segment was a weird, enjoyable train wreck. You know,
Did we say that on camera or did we say that before we got on camera?
We said that before.
It doesn't matter.
We're bringing it back.
I said it on my Raw review. Actually, I didn't say it. I didn't know how to put it into words, but because it went on for so long. It was like 20 fucking minutes.
Was it in the ring or backstage?
It was in the ring. The crowd hijacked the shit out of it. Like it was insane. Like Dana Brooke. This is why I keep saying things like this is where she belongs, because she could not get her fucking words out when the crowd were chanting what. Like R-Truth would at least play along. But, oh my god, she was same with Reggie, but this is also where I don't even know if we quantify Reggie as a wrestler or not, but
I don't know what Reggie is. Like I know how he got his start. He was the sommelier for whoever.
He was the main feature of the women's title match main event from last year's WrestleMania between Sasha.
Yeah. Right.
So he's like an acrobat or some shit, like by trade, and then they're like kind of teaching him to wrestle. But that's why he's so good at doing all those flips and everything. Already.
Yeah, he's pretty good in the ring, but as the 24/7
great.
champion, nobody wants to see that.
Why is he on my TV?
I forget how he got to WWE. I read the story once, but basically, yeah,
on the back of Nia Jax,
quite literally. But I think probably the reason why he's 24 in the 24/7 pictures, I think they're still kind of teaching him how to wrestle to go along with all the flippy shit.
Just put him in NXT,
bro. That's not what NXT is for. Are you kidding me?
Not anymore.
This guy has never seen NXT.
Not the blue, colorful one, at least.
It's all about rookies. That's the whole point of 2.0.
Is 2.0 blue? I don't know if it's blue or purple or
it's like a rainbow
color
splash.
2.0 is
that's the most confusing logo I've ever seen. I would literally fail that colorblind test. No, just I'm colorblind.
Sorry.
Come on.
Oh, right.
That's up to interpretation. We don't. I need a doctor's note.
I can get one.
Needing a doctor's note is crazy.
I can genuinely get one. I am completely colorblind.
Not
monochromatic.
Next week, see if we get this doctor's note. Stay tuned, guys.
I'm not going to, but I could in theory.
So until then, as far as I know, you're just making things up.
You've literally watched me fail a colorblind test.
I've seen you pretend to fail a colorblind test. I don't know that you failed it.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. This is classic case of someone else knowing your body better than you, Rev. You know?
Whoa.
Classic case.
Whoa.
That has no pause implications. Okay, it's more of like a dark socio commentary sort of throwaway joke. Okay, but
we totally
in
forgot.
this case, James is the Republican.
No, I'm not. I don't need that on the internet. I'm not.
We totally forgot. Kushida left WWE. We totally forgot about that.
Oh, there we
We
go.
did.
News.
Yeah, there you go. Actual news.
In case you guys are watching and wondering why we're riffing, we don't know what we're doing this episode.
We were trying to figure out what we're going to talk about this episode. Also, hi, welcome to the Market Down Podcast.
No offense, but don't explain it to them. Okay, if they need help keeping up, that's on them. Okay, like they didn't come here to be spoon fed. Okay, but yeah, Kushida, right? I assume he just didn't want his name changed, so he bounced. You know.
Literally.
I heard that they just literally had no idea what to do with him on the main roster, and he more than got lost in the shuffle in NXT.
Mhm.
And I don't know if his contract was up or they were just like, "Hey, dude, you want to go?" And he was like, "Sure." But he gone. So
I actually do feel bad for Kushida in this instance because he left New Japan years ago at this point because he had done everything there was to do as a junior, which is cruiserweights for those who aren't informed. And New Japan wouldn't push him up to the heavyweight division. So at least in WWE, you could be a cruiserweight and still wrestle heavyweight guys. So if all reports, all rumors are suggesting he's going to go back to New Japan, I really hope that he either does get to be promoted to the heavyweight division, or at the very least, he finds peace in being a junior again. Because admittedly, the New Japan junior division, in my opinion, needs a shot in the arm, and I think he's going to be the perfect guy for it. But I think no matter where you plug him in, he's going to do great.
This is exactly what happened with what's his name? Kenta. Remember?
A Japanese guy who left Japan for success in the United States and did not really get it.
And we liked him. He was growing on us, and then they just stopped.
well, he got hurt
protecting
a
him.
lot.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
he
say,
did.
Nick is right. He had terrible luck when it came to injuries. Like I
he
think
still has a huge scar on his shoulder.
yeah, it's gnarly.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Kushida. I think Kushida had an injury or two as well, but like he was in NXT in a weird time, like Black and Gold NXT, and then I think he got hurt and he came back and was still just like, what does he do? And he won. I mean, he won the cruiserweight title at least, and he had a really good takeover match against Gargano. But
He
then
had it for 6 months too. That belt.
Yep.
yeah, but then like I said, like the new NXT 2.0 came around and they just had nothing for him. And main roster was just like, we don't want this dude. So
Which is crazy.
yeah. But dude, where would he fit in on the main roster?
I mean, that's the problem though. You shouldn't have to think where somebody can fit in. If you have talent, if you have a talented wrestler, you should find places to make them work.
But WWE doesn't do that
They
anymore.
do not. You need to call HR, bro. They do not.
They would immediately just put him with Shinsuke, and they would be the Kabuki Warriors. They wouldn't even change the name. They'd probably bring back Paige to be their manager, and because that's all they can think of. They would look at him and be like, I don't know, he's less popular Shinsuke. What do we do with that? Like, I don't know.
They
like,
put him with Tozawa.
Oh my god.
Tozawa's doing big things right now. Okay, he's a little. He's a little
Him and Tozawa
he
would
has
be-
a marriage right now. You know, it's a highlight of. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say something nice about Tamina. Tamina had her best promo ever on Raw. She said one word or three words. It was
I agree.
what she said, and it was the best. She just copied Dana Brooke's vows and moved on. Oh my god, amazing, bro! So much better than Natalia. You're kidding me? Anyway,
Jesus Christ. It wasn't necessary.
it was. I told you we would get here. We got here one way or another.
It really did.
No,
Yeah.
Natalia's been god awful.
Yeah.
I said it.
How do you feel about her in NXT?
He doesn't do fast forwards because she's there.
God awful. I have been missing from the scene, but I've watched, and it's not good. It is the equivalent to Dolph Ziggler with less mic skills.
Damn.
It's not good at
Yeah,
all.
I agree. I haven't even been watching, but I feel that strongly about it.
Yeah, she's just not. I guess she's not personable. Like, she doesn't leave an impression on me. I like her in ring. I do.
She
After that, it's just dying for me.
Maybe they sent her down to do some promo classes.
I
I'm
will
kidding.
try to be as nice about this as possible. But she comes off as someone who tries too hard to be liked.
I agree.
It means too much to her, and I don't want to give it to her for that. But not because I'm a dick, but because she's unlikable. I mean, I am a dick, but it's a separate issue. But like, she tries, like, she's someone who's not cool and tries to hang out with the cool kids, and it's like, you're just there to be the punching bag for the cool girls, and that's what always comes off, because she either tries to do cool things that younger people do, like do TikToks for like Lana or Liv or anyone who looks like they would be cool enough to do something like that. And I'm playing real fast and loose with cool here, but like, she doesn't look right doing that, and she should just accept her role in life as someone who is just a generation past these sorts of things, But also, I saw she said in an interview how she can never be a producer because she's too selfish and likes, like her husband is. She couldn't be a producer like her husband because she's too selfish and likes the spotlight too much. And I think that sums up what I just said perfectly about her. So yeah, I'm saying these things, and she has validated my feelings about them herself.
Yeah, she's dry. I must admit.
Yes, but not in this. Like, I have a very dry personality, and I think it's incredibly endearing. She's dry in the Ben Shapiro's wife sense of the word,
Man.
that flies. That's a totally acceptable thing to say.
No, I kind of feel bad for Tyson Kidd, you saying that.
Yikes.
Well, I don't even actually mean that though. I just mean in terms of like, if we're describing her as like and being likable or personality wise as dry, I'm saying it's not the same way people usually say you have a dry personality. Hers, if I have a dry personality, she's a canyon or a desert. But I don't know.
I don't know if this
Do
got
you wanna-
better or not. I don't know. I don't think it did.
It didn't.
Do we want to pivot away but still say like kind of thing? Because does anyone know all these name changes that are happening on NXT? What's Casey
Okay,
Cantara's name? What are the Grizzled Young Vets names? Like,
Go ahead.
So
Chad got it.
After James told us that Casey's new name was Katana Chance, I looked it up, and allegedly Vince doesn't want anyone who is not a legend or who's already established to have their real name. He wants to market and take he wants to shameless plug. Yeah, he wants to take everybody's name and make it something made up and new so he can copyright it and make money off of them, and they can never use it when they leave.
I thought we knew that.
Typical Vince.
Yeah, typical Vince.
Yeah.
It's a
But
phase.
only now he's not even announcing the names. He's just changing them, and out of nowhere it's Cruz del Toro. I was like, what the fuck?
Who the fuck is that?
That's Raul Mendoza from NXT, who I actually was kind of fond of until I realized he was now Cruz del Toro.
Cross of the Bulls?
I mean, I can say that I think the most offensive one is the most benign one, and that's switching Raquel Gonzalez to Raquel Rodriguez.
I saw that this morning. I was like, when the fuck did they do that? When she went to SmackDown, I guess?
Yeah.
Because Alvarez was taken. They literally just gave her the second most popular Spanish last name.
What was wrong with Gonzalez?
I
think it's her actual last name.
Ay,
Yeah,
Dios mío.
that's
yeah,
the
but
problem.
it's like it's the most common, one of the most common names like in the world, bro. Like I couldn't copyright my name. You know who has my name? Fucking Tekashi 69. Like,
Oh my God, you're right.
bro, like, it's so dumb. And you know, Raquel
Danny,
Rodriguez
you're a
sounds
rat
worse.
by association.
Bro, I can first of all, as you'll find out when James raps, but I can write a better rap than that guy. It's not that hard. But you know, I think
6-year-old
James,
cousin can write a better rap than that guy, but that's
But,
besides the point.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And Raquel Rodriguez doesn't sound. It sounds like bad alliteration. Like she's a fucking corny ass like Marvel hero.
Right?
You know, like.
Did you guys see her quote that in NXT, Matt Bloom, Lortenze Albert,
Prince
A-Train,
Albert.
whatever you want to call him. He's not in a can, man. But he would get mad at her anytime she would smile, because the idea is like monsters aren't supposed to smile. And now all she's being told on the main roster is to smile. And
Nothing like telling a woman to smile more.
right, icky off the bat. But even beyond that, why do they want everybody to blend into one another? I don't get it.
Because
But I don't like it.
No one can be bigger than the WWE brand. Vince doesn't want that anymore. And like even Roman, like Roman's his top dude, obviously, and he doesn't want him getting bigger than WWE because he's afraid Roman will leave and go to Hollywood like The Rock did, like Cena did.
Well,
That's
why
why-
don't give someone the title for
I will push
800
back on
days?
that and say that I think they actually do want him. First of all, he is the prime example of being told to smile more because he got his fucking teeth implanted to have a better smile. But second of all, they actually they 100% want that now because they just want to be like, they looked at what happened with John Cena, who was their guy for a decade. He left to Hollywood and within a year is just automatically a way bigger star. They want that now. They want to be able to just say like, we create stars. All of our top stars move on to become the biggest names in Hollywood. They want Roman to go on to get a peacemaker role or whatever and to be that guy. And also, yeah, they're going to Bruno Sammartino him and have him hold the title for like 2 more years at this rate. So
Can we acknowledge that report that apparently there are no plans for him to drop that belt until like at least after WrestleMania 39?
Which is nuts. Which means everything we said last week about Drew winning in England is just shot to shit.
Or any reason Cody to sign with the company is bullshit. Like your character motivation is based on someone else maybe leaving for Hollywood or maybe deciding, yeah, I can drop the title now.
The only thing I will say is they did sort of give themselves an out with the 2 belts because we don't know if it's going to be defended as 1 belt. We still don't really know.
I hope not.
They
bring back the World Heavyweight Championship.
It's an out, but it's not an out that works because it's no matter what, it's literally just going to be Roman saying, here, I don't want this anymore. You have it. This is meaningless.
No,
So
it'll
it's literally like being handed a mid-card title, like at that point.
You know what? I bet if they do something where he can just to get a belt off of him, it'll be a triple threat where he doesn't get pinned.
Absolutely. That's
or whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is, like some sort of multi-man match where he doesn't get pinned. This way, he's still protected as fuck. Like he'll literally get shot, and then the other guy will take the pin, and that's why he's not in the match. And then he'll be on Raw the next day, like bitching that he got shot and never got pinned.
I agree.
Although I guess he'll have to bring back the bulletproof vest for that.
Also, speaking of John Cena, I hear he's coming back for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm hearing that too. Around July, we should expect to see him again.
What do we think he does on the SummerSlam stage?
Lose.
Yeah, he'll lose.
I mean, against who? What? Oh Lord!
Yeah,
if they do John Cena versus Cody,
it's gonna be Cody. It's gonna be Cody.
Click me off.
Ah!
Click me off.
I was just gonna say I'd really like to see him against Drew, but yeah, it's gonna be Cody.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think I'd actually like that.
I'm
No.
absolutely fine with John Cena losing because he's won enough for all 4 of our lifetimes. Sorry, James.
Name a
However,
better thing you can do besides face Cody. Name anything that would be better than him facing Cody. Because there's
John
not.
Cena?
I
Yeah.
just said I think Drew would be cool to see, but
Not
I don't think it's a
even
better
close
match
to
than
as
Cody.
good as Cody.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's a better match than Cody.
It doesn't even have to be a good match. Just that it doesn't.
No,
it's not as big a deal.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Like it's not as big as a match as Cody.
What, Cena and Drew?
Yeah.
They also did it.
Did I miss?
They did it in like when the hell was it? It was like Drew was definitely still a heel at that point, but I don't remember the circumstances.
Was he
I think
still with Dolph?
Maybe it was the build up to the Rumble that Cena was gonna be in, but he never was gonna be in, and they just announced on the pre-show that he wasn't gonna be in it. I think the 2020 Rumble.
that might have been it.
Yeah, that's pre Drew's coming out party. So I like Drew now versus Cena versus
But I think Drew
then.
beat him though. Drew beat him.
Even so, what was that like right after he split off with Dolph Ziggler? Like,
I don't
Yeah, when he split up with Dolph Ziggler was when he was getting all the momentum to win the Rumble.
I know, but like I feel like Drew now is such a different person than because
Yeah,
he was
he's
still
coming. He's
still
coming fresh
heel.
off the heels of beating Happy Corbin at WrestleMania. Yeah, I mean it's
But like
that's
he's
the next logical step.
I think he's just so much more over now than he was then. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, maybe at
Oh,
that
no, he
exact
is.
time, but he was more over 6 weeks after that match than he is right now. And he's not as over as Cody Rhodes is.
Yeah,
in
no,
WWE.
but that's what I'm saying.
Right,
Like I just
no one
like
in
to see
WWE
it.
is.
Yeah.
No one in WWE is.
Like,
Besides
I
Ezekiel, obviously.
really don't want Cody to win the title.
yeah, besides
That is
Ezekiel.
the only match that's bigger than Cody Cena is Ezekiel Cena, obviously. But
No, the only match bigger than that is Ezekiel Elias.
Whew.
I don't want to see the match, man. I'd rather them tag. You know? But yeah, so we can get Cena, Cody, because otherwise, what's the point? Otherwise, I'm mad Cena even came back after the match, the Firefly Funhouse match. That was the greatest thing Cena will ever do and has ever done. He will not be in a movie better than that match. Like, let's be real here, okay? The reboot of Suicide Squad was a vast improvement, but it was no Firefly Funhouse match. It didn't have that psychological depth to it that the Firefly Funhouse match did, you know? But it shows that Cena is self-aware enough to make these kind of digs at himself and go along with it. So that's great. But yeah, there's nothing bigger. There's nothing bigger they could do with Cena if they're going to bring him back.
Yeah, I agree.
It makes sense. I want Cody to fail. I feel like wanting Cody
I
to
do
fail.
too. Yeah, yes, it's a weird, but we're not wrong for this. You know, we're not wrong.
It's a little
Thank you.
petty. It's
Cody.
petty.
It's very petty, but
It's very petty.
He brought
here
it
we
on himself. Like we can't just cut him all the slack, you know, in the world because so far so good. You know, like he's still sold out. Okay, and I don't even think that's debatable because I think he clearly saw this as like there's one spot that I have to be the one to take it, and that is the first big defection. Because whoever that was going to get a huge push, and Cody was like, I got to take my chance. I got to be the one to do it because that's my push.
And where else can he win a world title, guys? Because he made a great decision to not become world champion in AEW.
I mean, he literally said boxing himself out of the title was dumb this week, but and everyone responded in unison. No shit, Sherlock.
I'm glad that he caught up to what we all knew 2 years ago. I'm glad that he figured it out. It was a little late.
His interviews where he's addressing this shit in like a professional manner, I appreciate them, but feels a little bit like campaign speeches to me. Like, you know.
Oh, he's absolutely a politician.
It's a little too late for the self-awareness at this point.
I mean, there's always been those like joking rumors he was going to run for office in Georgia, or half joking rumors, I guess.
I mean, he did solve racism with that promo back in almost a year ago now. So
he didn't solve it; he cured it.
Oh my god, so much better. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane how different the world is now from when he cut that promo. Man, you could really see the growth as a nation because of Cody Rhodes.
Thanks, America. Thank you, Cody. Oh, there is actually one other Cody Rhodes thing I want to talk about, or it's Cody adjacent, and it has to do with everyone's favorite controversial figure, Eric Bischoff, who ripped into Tony Khan again. Can we acknowledge that ever since Cody left, Bischoff just does not give a shit about ripping into AEW anymore? Like, he was always pretty open about it, but now it's like it's open season. He was criticizing Tony Khan for not owning intellectual properties of the wrestlers. He criticized Tony Khan for not owning the American Nightmare gimmick and letting Cody use it and get bigger with it and then take it to WWE. First of all,
Cody's owned that since before he came there.
he owned it before AEW existed.
This is true.
And second of all, we were all applauding when Impact let go of the broken IP for the Hardys to keep. We all said, oh, we don't want these companies to own the IPs. We want the wrestlers who made them famous to keep them. But now that AEW is doing it, Bischoff is against it. Dude, he is so friggin' transparent.
It's also just him being antiquated as fuck. Like back then, you just owned everything so that the other companies couldn't use it. Now it's no, we want these guys to own it because the independent contractor thing is bullshit. And the least you could do is let those people be the brand they've built themselves up to be everywhere they go. You know, it's the right thing to do, but you know, he's an old head, so they don't do that.
Not to, use the overused saying, but he's the guy that let the inmates run the asylum,
Oh, for sure.
So, it just feels like him taking any chance he can to shit on another person who owned a wrestling company to be like, see, I would have never done that. So we look past his bad decisions, let's say, over the years. I don't know. Like,
let's just start tweeting him NWO. Hashtag NWO. Every time he says something, just hashtag
They
NWO.
changed the business, bro. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Vince Russo.
Yeah, bro.
It's hard to keep up with all the bad decision makers in WCW.
You know what I don't understand is like AEW's never really disrespected Bischoff. He's been on the show a bunch of times. They show a lot of respect to the history of WCW when they can without like getting into the legal, murkiness of WWE owning all of it. Like they respect the guy. The most shit he gets talked to is when he does his segment with Jericho. So I don't understand why he just consistently decides he needs to come at Tony and the company.
Because he's a douche.
Well, so
and he owned WCW.
I have
ratings.
a theory.
And he did own it.
I have a theory that this goes back to an interview with Tony that he did like this is years ago at this point. Tony basically said, we're not going to make the same mistakes as WCW. And Bischoff responded to that on Twitter. And ever since then, I seriously, in my heart of hearts, believe he has held a grudge against Tony for that. And he criticizes whenever he can.
Okay, but has AEW made, multiple documentaries about the mistakes that WCW made, like, WWE has?
I would like to put documentary in some finger quotes there.
Absolutely. The rise and fall of WCW was produced by who exactly? What a fucking baby, man. As great as the Attitude Era was, I hate hearing people from that time talk nowadays.
There's a distinct lack of self-awareness amongst many of them, Bischoff especially in this case. Like, dude, you fucked up a lot in that era. Like, yeah, you did some really good shit too, but like be self-aware, like understand there's a reason WCW got driven to the ground and bought out by their main competitor. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
no one was buying Twitter bots back then, so no excuses.
So now you brought it up. We got to talk about it.
I got
Oh,
one about
the
it.
Twitter
This is
bots.
the reference.
Tony, stop talking about it. Please stop talking about it.
Or at least give me the report.
Like, who was the third party? Who was that company?
Who's the third man?
See, now you're crediting Bischoff again, man. The hell? We were on the same page a second ago. But no, like I believe Tony. I believe it's true. I believe that a lot of the anti-AEW sentiment we see is from bots. But you don't say that out loud without providing the evidence. You just sound like a jabroni. Come on.
Also, I don't want to victim blame here or anything, but your algorithm pays attention to what you do, and who doesn't see these anti-AEW bots? Me, because I don't engage with this fucking shit. Whether it's out of hate or because you want to have an intellectual debate, when you interact with this stuff, the algorithm's just going to force it down your throat and be like, oh, you like this. You will hate click this article. You will pay attention to this. Yeah, I know you own the company, so you have to pay attention to social media metrics. But again, this is an argument you started that we're not sure who you're having the argument with.
Himself.
It's why, we wouldn't have been talking about this if you didn't bring it up, and no one provoked you. We've been talking.
This is 2 weeks in a row now that we're talking about this because he won't shut the fuck up about it.
Tony, shh.
And I mean, we said last week, maybe it kind of worked as a promotional vehicle to get us to watch Rampage, and we ended up all watching that really nice Moxley Wheeler Yuta match. But the fact he's still going on about it, I don't know. If he's got the report and it's true, he's got to put it out as soon as he can.
But this will affect our lives in no way whatsoever. All he did was give us a meme.
Yep.
That's at his expense.
Yeah.
It doesn't help him. There was no benefit to doing this, and he is learning that lesson the hard way. Well, he's not learning it apparently, but it's still the hard way.
Yeah.
I will say, last week I thought it was Coke.
Allegedly.
This week, I know it's Coke.
Allegedly.
Put the Coke down, Tone.
Allegedly.
Bro, you don't have $1 billion unless you did some cocaine. But whether he
Allegedly.
does it now or not is a whole nother story. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we really have to worry that much to throw these allegedlys in there. But what the fuck do I know? Because you know what? AEW is petty enough to do something about it because they've already censored us once already. They are our correspondent, our field reporter, our number 2 guy fucking was at Dynamite and he took fan footage like everyone does when they go there, and some wrestlers, hey, if you tag Rhea Ripley in a video you took of her at a show, she'll fucking share that shit almost all the time, and it's some good interaction you can have with wrestlers, and our good reporter was on the scene. He learned how to hold his phone properly. He took a video of what happened during the dark segment, and not the AEW dark segment, the dark segment that happens after the show, and he put it on our YouTube. Dozens and dozens and dozens of real accounts, not bots, do, and it got a lot of views, and people were like, oh, that's so cool, this is cool, I didn't know this happened. But AEW was like, no, fuck you, mark it down, you WWE biased motherfuckers, how dare you. Okay, we see you. We know you're the John Cena guy. Okay, you fucking WWE fanboy. Okay, you think we're gonna let you get away with that? No.
I think
Take
that's what it
Kushida
is. I think that's what it
immediately.
is because I am a former Ring of Honor guy. I don't own my footage. I shouldn't be
Tony
posting
Khan
it on
does.
YouTube. So that's what it is. I don't own my footage as a Ring of Honor guy.
Isn't that insane that if a video you took with your phone, you didn't like copy a video and put it online? You know, you took a video with your phone, and AEW said no. You
I got-
can't.
Talk
do-
about the forbidden door.
I will say AEW did put that footage up themselves. Although
They put James's footage up. That's insane, bro.
No,
like
not-
he has a
not
shitty
James' footage.
iPhone.
they recorded that dark segment and put it on their own YouTube themselves. Although they censored Max Caster's rap and ours was uncensored, but I mean, I understand why it came down. It's just I agree.
do
It's
too.
it's
It
a little
just
petty
sucks.
and annoying, but
I will
it is
say
what it is. It's
holding-
YouTube.
holding that phone for 20 minutes was awful.
It was an impressive feat.
It was I was shaken. I had people who would not sit down, and I had to like without moving it too much, I have to go like this over their big fucking heads, but it was worth it. And I love this pod. I love AEW. Tony, love me back.
Hey, he didn't take the video down of you talking or watching Tony give the speech before the show.
Don't tell him.
Because
He might hear
he's
it.
because he's an egomaniac and he likes watching the footage of himself, man.
Oh man, we're never gonna be invited to AEW events.
Dude, I thought we were a pretty AEW biased pod beforehand, you know, like yeah, dude, Rev defended Brock Anderson hard, man. Like you know, we're very biased here. Like I watch Raw and like that's it. Chad watches NXT and sometimes Raw. James doesn't watch WWE at all ever. It's weird, but like you know, and we all watch Dynamite though. We all watch Dynamite.
Clearly.
AEW leaning pod, but oh boy, you know what? Now we're in the other direction. Serves them right. They don't have anything as good as Ezekiel, and that makes sense, you know. But it's just a shame, man. Fucking corporations, bro.
I blame YouTube.
No, see even now defending AEW to the fucking death, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then they still do this to us.
It's a symptom of YouTube. It's not their fault.
Oh god.
You guys want to talk about this bullshit FTR story where it's like, hey, WWE wants them back, and everyone's like, yeah, no shit, SRS. Of course they would want them back.
We can give them 2 minutes of our time, I suppose.
And it's the same thing that happened a few weeks back when we heard about Moxley's contract and everything. It's like, in my heart of hearts, there's no way I ever see these guys going back, at least not for years. Like when they want to do their farewell tour, get like that last huge contract, sure. But I don't see John Moxley going back to WWE anytime soon. I don't see FTR wanting to go back to WWE anytime soon. But because of Cody, what's his name, Rhodes, now I'm always going to have that fear. I'm always going to think anybody could go back at any time. And of course they could, but I didn't think they would. But now I think they will.
Well,
And
yeah,
it's
now
because of Cody.
WWE, you know, their ego's been shot up a little bit. They're like, yeah, we can take whoever the fuck we want. Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, we'll take FTR. Who the fuck is that? Yeah, we'll take them. Like, I don't know who they are, but yeah, they're pretty big over there.
Part of me wants to believe Vince has heard FTR's name, but doesn't know that they're the Revival. And he's just like, I got to get that team. And then he finds out that he's just hiring the Revival back.
Well, that's like when he got Luke Gallows back, and someone was like, yo, he has no idea you were Festus. And he was like,
Right.
yeah. Gallows was like, yeah, let's fucking keep it that way.
I mean, he would have been better off, though, if he was Festus again. You know, he didn't really do much in that WWE return. They weren't much higher on the card than the Revival were, you know, who quit over this. So, you know, at least if he was Festus, he'd probably get a crowd reaction. So,
Controversial opinion.
He got a
had-
crowd reaction. Oh, go ahead, James. Sorry.
No, you go first.
I was gonna say he had crowd reaction when he was in Straight Edge Society.
Punk had a reaction in the Straight Edge Society. The
Well,
Straight
he
Edge
was-
Society had a reaction.
You just touched the nerve with James there in Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, because James's heroes are not straight edge.
I respect people who need help.
That was tough.
I will say.
What's your hot take, James?
I think Luke Gallows' best match was as Festus against The Undertaker. I think that was his best. Like, can you tell me Luke Gallows' best match? I couldn't. I could
With
tell
singles?
You, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he's probably had some really good tag matches in Japan or something.
He's had matches in Japan.
Matches in Japan.
My assumption of any good tag match he's had, or even great tag match he has, is that Anderson carried it.
Absolutely.
That would be my assumption. G1 finalist who
I love that Anderson, like, there was, I don't know if you guys, no, of course I know the answer. Last Impact, Anderson made a quote about old toys that used to be cool. And he was referencing Honor No More. And it's like, bro, you have to be more self-aware than that, right? You have to know that you're that old toy that you're talking about.
I would assume he knows. I would hope.
I like the Good Brothers too. That's the worst part, but they just haven't done anything.
and Sour Boy is the worst.
Sour Boy, I thought he was dead.
I mean, I would say the lowest of low-hanging fruit of controversial takes is I don't think that Sour Boy joke is funny.
I love Sour Boy. Unironically, I love Sour Boy.
The funniest part of Sour Boy is Matt Jackson can't not laugh at Sour Boy no matter how much he hates it, because he clearly hates it and he just can't keep his shit together anytime it happens. I mean, I'm kind of glad it's off BTE though. Like it ran its course.
Talking about them, we know we have the Forbidden Door pay-per-view coming. We're all excited for it. Do we think Impact is going to play a part in it?
I want them to.
Because, I mean, Jay White's Bullet Club is the Good Brothers and Chris Bay. Those are his guys.
Yeah.
So I feel like on some level, they've got to play a part.
So if I can Eric this, I would make this seem even more minor league than it already is. That's just me being Eric about it. But on a more serious note, where's the Impact Fast Forwards been?
I haven't been around to do them, and they are going to.
Where have you been?
I have been traveling the country for wrestling. I have been a little busy.
The fact
I
that
went to Pittsburgh tonight.
I can say, why wasn't I in Pittsburgh? Because I'm tired. I am exhausted, and I'm going to wrestling on Saturday. And guys, I'm going to do my best to have videos for you here on the page. So please watch as I go to NEW. The Hardys will be there. Malachi Black will be there. Flip Gordon will be there, although he might not be real anymore. John Morrison will be there. And it's going to be a fun show. NEW always puts on fun shows.
Oh, I totally forgot John Morrison got released.
Ow.
Completely forgot.
That hurt.
No, because I was just because I don't watch WWE. I just completely forgot he wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
What's he wrestle as now? He's not
Johnny Mondo.
Is he Johnny Mundo again?
No, I think it depends on where he's going.
Yeah.
So what is he in
like
NEW? Is he like Johnny Northeast or something?
I don't.
We'll find out Saturday.
Yeah, we'll find out Saturday.
Johnny Norte, everybody.
Boo, boo.
I forgot what East is. Otherwise, I would have done both. But my Spanish is rusty.
I love John Morrison.
Oh no, yeah. Starship Pain when I got back into wrestling, like and I saw Starship Pain, I was like, holy fuck, this is the coolest move I've ever seen.
It is a very cool move.
I mean,
It's a split leg moonsault.
that
It's
he
great.
never hits. He always misses them.
He
Almost
does
every
not.
single time. He grazes people at best.
But
Well,
it was
what about the Spanish fly?
also one of my favorite moves. But
I
honestly,
like the disaster kick, the fucking bounce off the rope kick. That's just way better. It's a better finisher.
but I'd never seen a split legged moonsault at that time, so I was just like, "Holy fuck, that's awesome!" I still pop for
Visually,
a good
it's
one.
awesome, but as a wrestling move, it's terrible.
Doesn't Naomi do one now?
She does.
Yeah.
She
and I
doesn't do the
disagree
trick. She
with
just does
Danny
a
so
split
much.
leg moonsault, and
Yeah, hers is.
it's not impressive. Like she can do better specifically.
I think isn't technically Starship Pain. It's got a corkscrew in it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a corkscrew.
Yeah.
Split leg moonsault. Yeah.
Isn't someone in NXT doing that now, or something similar?
Probably.
I don't believe
I think it's a
so.
women's wrestler. I saw it on Reddit. She's doing a split leg moonsault with like something. I could be tripping.
Are you talking about Tiffany Stratton, who does the? It's like a corkscrew splash from the top rope. It's
maybe
very
maybe that's
weird.
what I'm thinking of.
Nick's out here like I could be.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's why I tried to reverse out of that kerfuffle ASAP.
I mean, I don't know. Nick thinks that
Dead fish right there.
Hojo is short for Hobo Johnson. So
No, Hojo is short for Howard Johnson.
Oh God, it is.
New York Met, 86 World Series.
I was literally about to say that this is getting really inside baseball here, and then Nick got even more. But
Most wins in baseball. Let's go.
yeah, let's go.
Even though they lost tonight, but oh well.
That's because Kevin from our live chat was at the game, and he has been at both losses at Citi Field so far this season. So it's on him.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone. The Mets have won so many games, and he hasn't been to any of them. Despite going to two.
Well, I was gonna say it's because Buck Showalter wasn't there tonight because he was having a medical
Nope,
procedure.
it's because Kevin was there.
No, fuck Kevin. I was at opening day and they won 10-3. So I'm off to a good start this season. Let's go. That's where the new picture frame came from. I had nowhere else to put it. Francisco Lindor. All right, we've completely lost the plot on wrestling here. We got anything else?
I'm surprised we have as much as we do.
Yeah,
To be
right?
honest with you.
I just wanted to close the loop on FTR. They have over a year remaining left on their AW contracts because AW said they did. So
screw you, WWE.
yeah, like once again, yeah, any big name that comes up and their contract is even remotely close to up. Yeah, of course WWE is gonna look at them. That's how you do business. Like it's the most obvious report ever. Like I really like SRS, but dude, that is some clickbait ass shit.
Very much so.
For those of you who are wondering where our discussion about Forbidden Door is, go watch the AEW Dynamite Live episode we did on Wednesday. Our discussion's in there. It leaves off the show. So thanks for that. Yeah, unless you guys have anything else pretty cool to talk about, I think that's pretty much it.
No.
All right. Well, thanks for shooting the shit with us this week. Like James said before, we thought we had nothing to talk about, and we ended up having a lot to talk about. So be sure to like and subscribe. As usual, James will rap and dye his hair green when we reach 100 subscribers. So go do that. We want to get there. We're at 72 or 73 now, so we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Be sure to check out all our social media pages. They will be in the description below. So for Chad Big Bad Johnson, Dana Hernandez, and James Gisante, I'm Nick Cummings. Thank you for watching this episode of the Market Down Podcast, and we'll see you here next time. Have a good one, everyone.